Hey, so today's objective is to get all of these cylinder head nuts loosened up, and anything else, any other nuts for the cylinder head. And you'll see I have blue tape with numbers on them because according to the workshop manual, I have to take these off in the reverse order that they were installed. What fun. And I'm going to be using this impact wrench that I borrowed from my friend Ned. Thank you very much. Because the rumor has it that if I start this with the impact wrench, the vibration of it will, hopefully, maybe it's just urban legend, will loosen the nut off of the studs, because these studs go all the way down through the cylinder head, down through the block, almost to the bottom of the block. And they have a tendency to get really cruddy and kind of seize up a bit. And it just using a regular breaker bar could, and sometimes has the tendency to actually loosen the stud. And we don't want that. We don't want to pull the stud up at all. I don't want that, that's for sure. So I'm going to go with the internet hacks and try this out in order that I have these numbered. Earlier, I ran into a problem with some of these lower nuts that hold on the cylinder head because they were in that Whitworth hell, not quite standard size, not quite metric. And thanks to my friend Sam, who lent me the exact Whitworth tool that I needed. Awesome. So I'm on with that. Once I get that done, I'm going to take off these banjo bolts that hold the oil feed lines for the camshaft. So I want to make sure that's disconnected before I try actually lifting the head up. So we'll see how far I get. Anyway, stick around. Well, look at that. So we have all of the dome nuts are off. The valve covers or camshaft covers, whatever you want to call them, they're off. And, there's no time like right now to add a dot of this good stuff here to each one. I've been doing this a lot, just hoping that this stuff works as well on loosening up any crud as it did with the exhaust manifold. Still giggling about that, but yeah, all down there. Boop. All right, good job. What are you doing? Where are you? Ah. Hello. So a lot of beauty here going on. I was doing some evaluation to see what else I needed to remove to get this head off. Of course, I've been so focused on getting these sprockets off the camshaft, I needed to come back and double check things. And I found this. This is the catch for the bonnet latch. And I'm going to say bonnet twice just to annoy my cousin Nicholas. But anyway, so I was taking this off and I heard something drop and it hit this oil feed line for the camshafts, but I didn't hear it hit the plastic sheeting that I have underneath the car. So I thought, ruh-roh, this isn't good. Anyway, then my brain went to something hideous, and I thought, oh man, this isn't good. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here I am on the other side, and this is where the catch goes, and something fell, as you know, and this is what I thought of. This is an inspection port for the flywheel. And yeah, it's supposed to be open. That was the design. And yeah, so that's where I thought that whatever it was that fell went. And believe you me, I spent easy 15 minutes searching on the plastic underneath the car, everywhere I could think of. And I found this little snot had fallen down behind this braided line here, and it was sitting upright. I couldn't quite make it out at first, but day is saved. Oh, I can breathe easy. But I have to admit that there's something else that has got my heart and my throat a bit. It's this guy right here. When I was using the impact wrench to loosen up these dome nuts, by the time I got here, I was really aware of how much the wrench bucked, and I had a super tight grip on it. And in the process, I unwittingly put the switch into forward. So I was really cranking on this thing, wondering why it wouldn't come loose, and I was actually tightening it. Of course, I figured it out, put it into reverse, and by that time there was no loose. Anyway, I ended up getting a small breaker bar to crack it loose, and I'm just concerned that in all of that tomfoolery that I may have backed this stud up a few threads, and you don't want that in a long stud block. No, no, no. So I am going to use science, baby. I'm going to use my little digital calipers to measure the height of all of these studs in relation to the top of the head and see how they all pan out. And I have my fingers crossed that I didn't really screw something up. So we'll see. Using my handy dandy micrometer set to millimeters. I have it zeroed out. I kind of cleaned up the edges so that we get a fairly accurate read. But here goes, starting from the front. 17.8, zeroed out. 17.7, zeroed out. Interesting. 17.2, 0. Here's our little problem child. 17.8. Very interesting. Well, we'll see if that makes some sort of concern. I know I can address the taller studs with a thicker washer. So I think that's a plan anyway. All right, we'll see what's next. That's right. All right, so you saw me go through and measure the top of these studs to the top of the head. And the good news is that none of them seem to have backed out using the impact wrench. So I guess this stuff really works, or I just really lucked out. To be doubly sure, I measured the depth of the dome nut where it bottoms out along with its washer, and it exceeds any of these heights by a good 5 millimeters. So I'm thinking we can get the right torque out of it. Anyway, that worry is off my head right now. Thank you.